Hello everybody and welcome back to another yoga class. My name is Lauren and this is Yoga and Coffee Breaks. Today's class is going to be a pretty laid back class. It's not going to be necessarily a yin style class, but we're going to be focusing more on stretching and light activation of muscles that tend to be problematic for a lot of us. All you'll need for today's class is something that resembles a yoga strap. You can use a towel. I suggest more of a hand towel than a bath towel just because it's less fabric to be working with. You can use a dog leash, anything that resembles a strap that is strong enough to hold your weight of your leg. Today we're going to get started in a nice comfortable seated position, however is comfortable for you. If your hips feel a little tight, you can always grab a pillow or a cushion and sit on top of it. It's going to lift your hips above your knees and allow some space so it's more comfortable to sit. Once you have found that nice comfortable seated position, I want you to sit down, soften your shoulders, soften your gaze, and if you're ready, you can close your eyes all the way. Today's going to be a pretty quick class, so we're going to settle into our practice by taking about 5 deep breaths and making them very intentional. Exhale all breath from your body. Take a deep breath into your belly, your ribs, your chest, and exhale your chest, your ribs, your belly. Inhale into your belly, your ribs, your chest, and exhale your chest, your ribs, your belly. Into the belly, the ribs, the chest. Exhale chest, ribs, belly. Inhale belly, ribs, chest. Exhale chest, ribs, belly. One more time into the belly, the ribs, the chest. And exhale the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Relax your breath. Find a cadence that works for you, but let it be deeper than the breath you started with. On your next inhale, you can slowly blink your eyes open, coming back. And on an exhale, I want you to look over your right shoulder as far as you can. And exhale, we come back through center. Inhale. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, look back to center. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to bring your right ear to your right shoulder. You're looking straight ahead. If this is enough for you here, stay here. If you would like a little bit of more of a stretch, you're going to take your left fingertips down to the seat beside you. Walk your fingertips away from you, or you can take that left arm and wrap it behind your back. Your right hand can come up and around, gently place it on the side of your head, using the weight of your hand to gently guide you into your stretch. Take a deep breath into that left side of your neck, and a deep breath out. 2 more breaths, inhale, exhale. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Slowly remove that right hand, unwrap your arm, walk your fingertips back in, and inhale your head back through center. Maybe shrug your shoulders up, down, and back a few times. Relax your shoulders down, and get ready for the other side. Left ear to your left shoulder. Right fingertips walk out, or your right arm wraps behind your back. Left hand comes up and around. Gently place that hand on the side of your head. Big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Let it go. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Release the hand. Unwrap. Walk the fingertips back in. Inhale the head back through center. Maybe shrug your shoulders up, down, and back a few times. And settle back down into stillness. Inhale, both arms reach up. Get long through the side bodies as you reach. On an exhale, your right hand comes down, left fingertips reach up and then over towards the right. We're going more for that diagonal towards where the wall and the ceiling would meet, really reaching up and over. And I want you to open up your chest towards the ceiling. Big breath in, big breath out. Keep that left sit bone anchored down into the mat. Big breath in, big breath out. Reach a little further. Breath in, breath out. Stay here on your breath in, really open your chest. And as you exhale, bring that left shoulder forward, kind of cave into yourself. Inhale, we open back up. Exhale, cave in. Inhale, we open. Last time, exhale, cave. Inhale, open. Take an exhale. Inhale your arms back through center, other side, left hand down, right fingertips reach up and over to the left. Anchor that right sit bone down into your mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Maybe reach towards that diagonal a little further. Last breath in. Breath out. Now we move. Breath in. We open our chest a little further. Breath out. We cave. Breath in. We open. Breath out. We round the shoulder forward. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Inhale, open. You pause for the exhale. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, your arms down. Now we're going to find ourselves in a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I want your fingers nice and wide. Shake your hips out side to side. And then once you're ready, you're going to inhale, drop your belly, look forward. Exhale, push and round, moving through your cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, push and round. Really feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, push and round. Take one more cycle. And then come back through to a neutral tabletop. Your right hand is going to float right by your right ear. Your right elbow is pointing straight down. Really press into that left hand. Come out of that left shoulder just slightly. Really activate that left shoulder. And then inhale, we rotate through the thoracic spine, bringing our chest to the side of our mat. Elbow starts to point up towards the ceiling. And exhale, the elbow back down. Inhale, we open up. Exhale, we close off. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Pause at the top. Extend the arm. Exhale, thread your needle. Right arm goes underneath the left. Right temple comes down to the mat. And take a deep breath into that shoulder. And a deep breath out. Option to stay here with your left hand in front of your face. Or you can walk the left fingertips forward. You can wrap the left arm behind your back, reaching for the inner thigh of your right leg. Wherever you are, reconnect with your breath. We're here for about 5. Last breath in, breath out. Bring that left hand back in front of your face. Nice wide fingers. Press the hand into the mat. Inhale the right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale back down to the mat. Other side. Left hand by your left ear. Press the right hand into the mat. Come out of the shoulder slightly and rotate at the mid-spine. Exhale, close off. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 2 more. Inhale, we open up. Exhale, we close off. Inhale, last time. Extend your arm. Exhale, thread your needle. Take a breath in, settle into the stretch. And then option here, you can walk the left fingertips forward. Or you can wrap that left arm behind your low back. Find your variation, and then we take 5 deep breaths. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Right hand finds its way back in front of your face, nice wide fingers. Press that right hand into the mat. Inhale the left hand up to the ceiling. Exhale back down to the mat. We're going to rinse it out with an inhale, dropping our belly for cow pose. Exhale, pushing around for cat. Inhale back to your neutral tabletop. From here, we're going to walk our knees back slightly so that we're in a modified plank position. So we have a straight line from our knees to our head. We're going to engage our core. That belly button comes in and up, and we're going to knit the floating ribs in. So nice, strong, straight line, pressing the hands into the mat. You might need to widen your hands a little bit so that they're in line with your shoulders. Elbows are going to graze your rib cage as you lower down to your mat in one piece. Extend the legs long. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Your hands are right by your shoulders. On your inhale, you're going to peel your chest off the mat, not using your hands. If you want, you can test by taking your hands off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale back into that baby cobra, using your back muscles, keeping the tops of the feet pressed into the mat. Exhale, lower down. One more time, we inhale, we peel up, pause, take your hands off the mat, and then extend your arms forward on an inhale. As you exhale, cactus your arms 90-degree angles with your elbows. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cactus, get a little higher. Inhale, extend. Last one. Exhale, cactus. And then bring your hands down to the mat and release. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your knees. Windshield wiper your feet side to side, releasing that low back. Come back to center, extend your legs, press the tops of the feet into the mat. This time you can walk your fingertips forward a little bit, and then you're going to press into your hands, extend the arms, roll the shoulders down and back. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Cobra pose. Big breath in, big breath out. One more breath in, breath out, we lower down. Again, you can bend your knees, windshield wiper the feet side to side, a little reset. Come back through center. Place the hands right by your shoulders. Engage your core, bringing the belly button in and up, tucking the ribs in. Press your hands into the mat, coming up in a plank position, and then bring the knees back underneath the hips. Okay, getting into some nice juicy stretches now. Extend the right foot out to the side. Your right foot's about in line with your right hip. Tuck your left toes for a little support. Inhale, slightly arch the back. You should start to feel that activation, that stretch inside your inner thigh of the right leg, and start to shift your hips back. Once you feel a good stretch, you can stay here on your hands, or you can drop down to your elbows, your choice. We're here for 5 deep breaths. Big breath in, and big breath out. Keep breathing. One more breath in, breath out. Inhale, come back up to your hands. We're going to bring that right foot forward to the outside edge of our mat, and then heel toe the foot inside our hands. So our hands are framing our front foot. Low lunge, just take a second, relax the hips. Take whatever movements you need to feel nice and settled into your lunge. And then we're going to walk our hands up to that front knee. We're going to come out of the lunge a little bit. If you need to, bring that foot back slightly. We want our knee over our ankle. We're going to tuck our pelvis under, engage the core, knit the floating ribs, and left arm sweeps up. Press the ceiling away and tip over to the right slightly. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, come back through center. Hands come to your hips, and you're going to start to straighten that front leg out, flex the toes. If this is enough for you here, you can stay here. If you like, you can bring a chair nearby for some support, some balance. You can bring your hand to blocks if you have blocks at home, or you can bring your hands to books. You're going to get nice and tall through the crown of your head, relax the shoulders back, and then start to hinge at your hips. Find that stretch. You can stay here, hinging forward slightly, or you can bring your hands down to those blocks or down to your mat. Big breath in, big breath out. We're here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Engage the core. Inhale, lift back up. Your hands are going to sweep up. You're going to bend back into that front knee. Find that low lunge. And on an exhale, we come back to that half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. One more time, moving through dynamic movement. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lunge, pause. We bring our hands back down to the ground. We're going to heel toe that foot to the outside edge of our mat. Swing the leg around, shake it out side to side. Coming to the other side, finding stillness, sending the left toes out, tucking the right toes, arching the back slightly, and on an exhale, we start to shift back and find our variation of our stretch, either staying up on our hands or dropping down to our elbows. 5 deep breaths. One more big breath in, big breath out. Inhale, we walk back up to our hands. We bring that leg around, heel toe that foot in line with our hips, and settle into your low lunge. Maybe make some movements, rocking forward back. If side to side feels nice, you can do some rock side to side. Then we find stillness. We walk our hands up to our knee. If you need to, bring the foot in slightly. You're going to come out of your lunge so that we're not dumping down into the hips. We have control of our lunge here. Inhale the right arm up. Press the ceiling up and away, tipping over, keeping those floating ribs in. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale back through center. Hands come to your hips. You're going to start to straighten out that front leg. Flex the toes. Find your balance here. Again, you can use a chair for some support or blocks. Inhale, relax the shoulders down, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips and find your stretch moving forward. Option to bring your hands down to those blocks or down to the mat. And we're here for about 3 deep breaths in and out. 2 more. Bring your hands back to your hips. Engage your core. Inhale, lift up. And we bend back into our low lunge. Arms sweep up. Big breath in. Big breath out. We move through our half split. Inhale back to our lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lunge. One more time. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lunge. Pause. Frame your front foot. Heel toe the foot to the outside edge of your mat. Hands plant down. We swing the leg around. And whatever movements you need to reset and rinse that movement out. Find some stillness in your tabletop. We're going to tuck all 10 toes, engage the core, press the hands into the mat, lift up the knees, send the hips up nice and high for your downward facing dog. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. What happens when we prematurely straighten our legs is we tend to round our backs. I would rather see super bent knees and straight backs and our hips going high to the ceiling than straight legs. It's okay if your heels don't touch either. Find your down dog. If you'd like, you can walk your dog by putting one heel down and then the other. Really pressing through both hands evenly. I want you to think those elbow pits are reaching towards the front of your mat. Slowly find stillness. Look down at your feet. If you can see your heels, I want you to try to hide your heels behind your toes. Bend your knees, send your hips up a little higher, and then from here you can start to relax through the hamstrings, through the calves, letting the heels sink down. They might not actually move. As long as you start to feel that softening sensation behind your legs, you are making progress. Take one more big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, look at your hands. As slowly as you can, I want you to walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Let every step be a hamstring stretch. If you get to a point where you can't walk anymore, you can walk your hands back to your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Get your torso over your thighs. Your feet are about hip width distance apart here, and your toes are pointing forward. From here, you can capture either elbow. Relax your head by shaking your head yes and no. And then going back to yes one more time because we always end on a yes. And find stillness. Option to rock gently side to side. And then once again we find stillness. Release our elbows, hands come down to the mat. You can stay here if this is enough stretch for you, if you'd like a little bit more. Right hand comes between the feet, a little bit in front of the toes. You're going to bend into that right knee, left leg straightens as much as it can, and then left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Little spinal twist. Big breath in, big breath out. One more breath in. Breath out, left hand comes down, replaces the right hand. Bend into the left knee, straighten the right leg. Inhale, right arm comes up. Big breath in, big breath out. Breath in, breath out. One more time, big breath in. Exhale the right hand down, bend into your knees. From here, we're going to go ahead and sit down, however's comfortable for you. And we're going to find our way to our backs. Make sure that whatever you're using as a strap is nearby. Last little bit of activation, we're going to activate our core. So from here, we're going to bring our knees up to a tabletop position. I want your legs in 90 degrees, and I want you to think about pushing your knees out slightly so that they're really over your hips. We tend to have it, as humans, we have a tendency to bring the knees in just slightly because it's a little bit more comfortable, but we're not here for comfort. We're doing core, so push those knees out a little bit. Now from here, I want you to glue your low back to the mat, engage your core. Here, you're already working your core muscles. If this is enough for you here, you can stay here. Maybe you lift the chest up and curl in. And then if you want more, we're going to do our toe taps. Sitting the right toes down and then bringing them back up. Trying to keep that low back glued as much as possible down to the mat. Left toes down. Bring them back up. 5 times each side. Right toes down. Lifting them back up. Left toes down. And back up. Right toes down. And up. Left toes. Lift up. Engage the core a little bit more because we usually lose it halfway through. Right toes down. And up. Left toes. Up, engage a little bit more, right toes down, and lift up, left toes down, and back up. Relax your head back, relax your feet down, windshield wiper your knees side to side. Now let's get ready for those hamstring stretches. Finding stillness, planting your feet, keeping your knees bent. We're gonna take our strap and wrap it around the arch of the right foot. From here, I want you to relax your shoulders down to your mat. And if your strap is long enough, I want you to relax your elbows down to the mat as well. Make this a very passive stretch. It's okay if your knee is bent slightly here. What I want you to think though is you're driving the heel towards the ceiling. So we're really thinking about lengthening the leg as much as possible. We're going to settle here. Take some deep breaths. See if you can release some tensions on your exhales. Breath in, we create space. Breath out, we move into that space we create. One more breath in and breath out. We're going to pass the strap to the right hand. You can choke up on the strap a little bit. Left hand comes down to your left hip, just as a reminder to keep it anchored. And on an inhale, we're going to open up that right leg to the right. You can use your right elbow to kickstand for some support. On your inhales, we create space in the inner thigh. And on the exhales, we let that leg fall to the right side a little bit more. If you find your end range, you can start to pull the strap slightly towards your head, bringing the leg like a hand on the clock up to 12 o'clock. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, bring the leg back through center. Switch hands. The left hand grabs the strap this time. Right hand comes to your right hip. Tendency here is to make this a spinal twist. We're not spinal twisting here. Keep that right hip anchored. We're just taking the leg over slightly to the left to feel that stretch along the outside of our right thigh and slightly into that hamstring. Big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more. Last breath in and breath out. Inhale back through center. Take a strap in each hand. Relax your shoulders, your elbows. Big inhale, press the heel to the ceiling. Big exhale, see if you can draw the leg a little closer to you. On your next exhale, we're slowly going to release our leg by adding slack to the strap, removing the strap, bending the knee, planting the foot, and windshield wiper your knees side to side, a little reset. Bringing the legs back through center and other side. We're going to loop that strap along the arch of our left foot. Relax the shoulders and elbows down into the mat if possible. Take a few breaths, just settle into this position. And once you're ready, you can start to drive the heel up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Big breath in, create space in the hamstring and the calf. Exhale, move into that space. Taking about 3 deep breaths. Last breath in, breath out. Both straps go to the left hand, choke up on the strap. Right hand to the right hip, anchoring that right hip down. Inhale, open up the left leg to the left. Kickstand your left elbow. Breath in, create space in that inner thigh. Breath out, we let gravity bring our leg a little closer to the mat. Once you find that end range, if you would like, you can start to pull on that strap slightly towards your head. One more breath in, breath out. Inhale the leg back through center. Take the strap with the right hand to the left hip, keeping the hips anchored. And on an exhale, we slowly shift that leg slightly to the right. If you want a little bit more of that stretch, once you find the stretch where we want it, you can start to slightly pull the leg closer to you, and it will intensify the stretch. One more breath in, breath out. Inhale the leg back through center, a strap in each hand one more time. Inhale, drive the heel up to the ceiling. Exhale, maybe draw the leg closer to you. And on an exhale, we soften our grip on the strap, remove the strap, bend the knee, plant the foot, and windshield wiper the knees side to side. Pause and center. We're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee for a figure 4. Here, you're going to flex your right foot. If you'd like, you can just press into that right thigh, opening up the hip, or you can bring the left foot up off the mat, thread your right arm through that hole you created, and grab in front of your shin or your hamstring, wherever is more comfortable, and settle into your figure 4 stretch. Once you feel comfortable in your stretch, I have a little trick that I love to use to get a little bit more out of it. You're going to shift your hips slightly over to the left. Not much, you're just shifting your weight more to that left hip. And you'll feel that stretch wrap around that right hip. Take one more deep breath in, deep breath out. Release your hands, left foot finds the mat first, then uncross your right ankle, windshield wiper your knees if you would like. A little reset before we start the other side. Left ankle crosses, finding your variation, either pressing into that left thigh or lifting that right foot up and finding your version of figure four. If you would like, maybe shift your weight over to the right slightly. One more breath in, breath out. Release your hands, let the right foot find the mat, uncross the ankle, windshield wiper your knees side to side. And then find stillness. Bring your right knee in towards your chest, left leg long, coming into a spinal twist. Right arm comes out to a T beside you. We're going to try to keep that right shoulder down as much as possible, and we're going to guide the right knee over to the left. If you feel your shoulder starting to lift up off the mat, you may want to play around with grabbing a cushion or pillow and placing it underneath that right knee just to give it some support. Take one more deep breath in and deep breath out. Inhale, use that left hand to guide the right knee back through center. Give your knee a slight hug into your chest, and then switch knees, sending your right leg out, bringing your left knee in. Left arm comes out to a T, and our right hand guides our knee over, trying to keep the left shoulder down onto the mat. One more breath in, breath out. Right hand guides the knee back through center. Give it a slight hug. And then send your legs long, coming into a quick Savasana. Take up as much space as you would like. If your back is a little bit achy right now, you can bend your knees, plant your feet. Finding whatever position works best for you. Do a quick scan of the body. Notice if there are any muscles that are still holding, still contracting. And with the breath, let those muscles go. Tell them it's okay to relax. Exhale all breath from your body. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Empty your body fully. Very quick Shavasana today. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, roll your wrists and your ankles. And then once you're ready, you can roll to one side. And slowly press your way up to a seated position. Try to keep your eyes closed, or at least keep the gaze soft. Bring your hands to heart center. And we'll close out practice together. Exhale all breath from your body. Take a deep breath in. May I be free from fear. Exhale. Inhale, may I be at ease. Exhale. Inhale, may I be happy. Hold that one at the top. And exhale fully. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank yourselves, thank your bodies, and thank your internet neighbors for their energy, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know if there's anything you would like to work on specifically. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.